good to be back. Hello and welcome everybody. What's going on? To this amazing TV, and as you guys might have been aware of, we have just lost 1-0 against Real Madrid. Now overall, I'm actually pretty happy with the game, just because in the first half we saw how good we were, and as soon as we put Alonso out, we really struggled. So ultimately I think that the first half really shows how the team is going to be for this season. You know, with Alonso in the team, how good he is in the team, and what he can bring to the team. We all know that already anyway. But if there was any doubt, he showed that today. You know exactly what he can do, and for that I'm really happy. You know, the only thing we perhaps lack is like a goal. You know, first half I think we would have definitely deserved a goal in the first half. But that's football. If you don't score, you'll ultimately lose, and ultimately that's what happened today. We didn't score, we lost, and that's just the way it is. But a few players I really want to talk about, obviously that's a midfield essentially. Our midfield today was absolutely brilliant. You look at the likes of Vidal. I thought Vidal was probably the man of the match in that game. He was everywhere, defensively, offensively. He was in the midfield doing everything. You know, he was literally on the pitch for 90 minutes. He was everywhere, and you could see that. You know, despite him not being at 100%, despite him literally just coming back from holidays like a week ago, he is still balling and he's still amazing right now. And all I can say is I'm looking forward to him the most. Out of all the players in our team, he's probably the one player I'm looking forward to the most for us, because he's just that good, and I think he can only get better on Ancelotti. I really do. So I think, you know, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a really awesome seeing him play this season. Now, look, talking about Thiago. Thiago, he was brilliant. He was obviously as creative as you expect him to be, but he was really, really good. And ultimately, I think that if he can keep this up, and that's obviously the big problem that's been with Thiago for the longest now, that he'll have like one really amazing game, and the next game he'll be useless, right? But if he can just be consistent, if you can just work on his consistency, then you're gonna be having a player that is like in the top five. Ultimately, you're gonna have a player that's in the top 5 if he can play at this level consistently. But the problem is obviously that he lacks the consistency. Say that word 5 times in a row. Consistency. It's very difficult. But I really like what I saw from him today. I really did like what I saw from him today. Now, if he had like that one really amazing moment in the first half where he dribbled like past 3 or 4 players, and then he took a shot which the keeper saved. If that went in, that would have been the highlight of the week. That would have been the highlight of the friendly so far of the preseason. But that's not the case. It didn't happen. It didn't go in, and the keeper saved it. But I just want to see more. I just want to see Thiago. I just want to see him keep this level, because if he keeps this level, he's a guaranteed start, and that's just the way it is. Now, the last out of the 3 that I mentioned already is Alonso. And we already saw what Alonso can bring. Defensively, he was amazing. He was always there in the right positions. He knew how to control the ball. He basically made time for himself. And that's obviously the biggest skill a player can have, making time for himself, slowing everything down, and then executing everything perfectly. So you could just see how important it was, despite his age. He was really instrumental. He was really monumental. And he dictated, orchestrated, and really just, he was just a real leader on the pitch. So I'd like to see more of that. And I mentioned it like in my 2000 and obviously last season 2015-2016 player rating reviews, that I thought that ultimately Alonso was probably our best midfielder of the whole season, just because he was consistently good. Whereas with Vidal, he was like, the first half of the season he was pretty poor, and then the second half of the season he was excellent. Whereas Thiago, it was opposite. First half of the season he was excellent, second half of the season he was pretty poor. So Alonso, for me, last season he was the most consistent player, and therefore our best player. And if he keeps it up, from what I've seen from the friendlies so far, if he keeps it up, we can expect greatness. We can expect greatness from him this season, and that's really something that I really like. But that's just my fault on the match. Obviously, Real Madrid, they took the game in the second half. As soon as Alonso went out, we really looked bad, and they ultimately used that. They ultimately exploited that and ultimately scored from that, which was a fantastic goal. All right, could have done better, to be fair, but yeah, he should have done better, to be fair. But that's the way, that's just the nature of the game, though, ladies and gentlemen. As always, people, just a quick video giving my thoughts on like the 3 key players. Instead of just talking about the match in general, I just want to talk about players right now, just because it's preseason. So it's supposed to really help the fitness, and you're not really supposed to win every single match. It's much more of a get your fitness back, and let's see which player impresses you. And for me, that was definitely thing that those 3 midfielders, Thiago, Alonso, and Vidal. But that's all there is from me, though, ladies and gentlemen. I kind of found it funny that Lam was like always in the attacking positions, and every time we had a counter, it was Lam that got the ball, and obviously Lam, he isn't really a goal scoring threat whatsoever. So that was kind of funny. That was kind of hilarious, to be fair. But yeah, it's just the way it is, though, ladies and gentlemen. As always, you can rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. You can peace out, and please have a nice day.